All right, now we get to the big one. And hey, stop me if you heard this one before, but Georgia and Alabama are going to meet at the Georgia Dome for the SEC championship. And of course they are. Now, earlier in the season, I latched on to Alabama as my really only serious futures play this season at 10-1. I just like Kalen DeBoer in there. I thought he'd be able to keep the tide going for Alabama, and I think for the most part he has. Look, it's going to be tough to come in there and replace a legend and do it to the way they expect in Tuscaloosa, but give them a passing grade here at this point. 10-2 this season. Georgia third in the country, coming in with a one loss. They got their own wealthy coach on the sidelines here. Georgia has failed to cover in the last two games, but one of them was the Kirby Smart Bowl where he never covers against a non-conference team in the cupcake game, whatever it is, 16 in a row now he never covered. They won 35-3, but then the big win over Georgia Tech fell way short of covering though in the somewhat rivalry game there. They won 16-9 as a 16.5 point favorite. Of course, Georgia Tech having a pretty nice season. Were able to cover in that game. They did bomb Texas, of course, 35-10, and they rocked Mississippi State. Didn't cover against Florida this season. Georgia just 5-4 as a favorite here, but more likely just 5-7 ATS overall. Meanwhile, Alabama 7-3-2 against the spread. In fact, they started the season with a couple of fails, and then went 7-1-2 the rest of the way against the spread. So this is only their second time as an underdog this season. They also kind of rocked those teams there. Beat Auburn, of course, in the Iron Bowl, just 27-20 last time out. Rocked Eastern Illinois in their cupcake game. Of course, lost to OU at home. That notable bump for Alabama here, but also beat LSU and covered and failed against South Carolina. So, if anything, did have that couple of failures in there for sure. But let's see how you've got this one. They had the push in there as well. Couple of pushes actually. Let's go to the chat if you want here and talk about the big one here between Alabama and Georgia. Alabama won 24-21 back on September 27th in the head-to-head matchup. The Crimson Tides won 10 of the last 11 meetings, but remember that Georgia win 33-18 at Alabama a few years ago. Alabama's 5-1 against Georgia when they've met in the postseason. Let's go to the chat here. Georgia just 9-21 against the spread. Their last 30 coming in off of a win. Georgia's gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Alabama's gone under in 8 of 12 this season. Crimson Tide has won this game. When they've been in this game, they've won it for 9 straight years. Alabama's been under in 8 of their last 9 games coming into this one. They're also 15-8 last 23 conference games against the spread. And DeBoer is pretty good as an underdog as well. 2-0 so far with Alabama as an underdog in his coaching career. Let's go to the chat here. You got, of course, Simpson's done a nice job for Alabama this year. Stockton as well. They're not world beaters, that's for sure, but they're fine quarterbacks. All right, here we go. We've got Kurt Adams here. He's on Georgia on the money line. And Timmy's on the Crimson Tide. Hot Tide. All right, and we can't wait for this one. Jermaine wants Kirby Smart investigated. All right. And let's see here. Cal Dog, not sure. All right, not a lot of commitment from the chat. Look, I'm on Alabama. I guess I'm on Alabama to win the national title. I can't back down now. Uh, After taking them at 10-1 to start the season, they'll need to win this game. I think they'll need to win this game. Will Georgia need to win this game? I don't know if they need to win this game, right? Here with the SEC, so. All right, give me the Crimson Tide, High Tide, and I'll take a 1.5 here. Look, it was 2.5, right? I mean, if anything, this game here bumped up to 2.5. I'm seeing some twos out here in Las Vegas still right now, but mostly 1.5s out there in this one. And hey, look, if you look at that last Georgia game, right, against Georgia Tech, 16-9, and you look at Alabama when they've been going up against kind of an elite team. Remember against LSU, they beat them just 20-9. These quarterbacks are okay, but we might see some defense. I'm thinking here. I'm going to take Alabama in this one. Cal Dog says, maybe it goes overtime, and that's kind of what will take it over the total there. Maybe it'll be like, a 21-21 or something, and then maybe both teams get on the board in overtime, and maybe somebody goes for 2 or something like that. Well, it looks like it's a great SEC championship game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I call it the Georgia Dome, but we know where they're playing.
Thank you for watching. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for Ramon's best bets and his premium picks, be sure to click the link in the description to take you right over to Ramon's handicapper page at tonyspicks.com.